is Ruqoyah, and she's back in the studio with me today. So we're going to continue on mental health in children, and we're looking at the developmental milestones, and we're going to continue from age 3. So Ruqoyah, from age 3, introduce yourself for those that are seeing you for the first time.
Okay, my name is Ruqoyah Ogunbiyi. I'm the founder of Sanemindng Advocacy Organization, and Sanemindng Advocacy Organization is basically a mental health advocacy organization that provides information and services for mental health. And basically we do trainings, advocacy, and then consultation with great bias basically to children and adolescent mental health.
Okay, we're going to continue from where we stopped the last time. You were talking about we're able to cover
from birth
to age 3 years old. So from 4 now, what do we expect from the children? At least they should know their right from left by that
age. Okay, the thing is, by this time parenting is now difficult, because now they're running around and you don't want them running around. They're doing things, you don't want them doing things. And particularly for toddlers, children between 2 to 4, they actually have this thing called they say no before they say yes. So they basically argue with you. They don't want to do anything. Where this no, is this no, they practically do that. And this is very essential. This is a very essential milestone for them to developing independent mind. You don't want an 8-year-old where you have to still say that this is the right thing to wear, this is the right shoe to wear. So as much as possible, this is very important. However, you also have to be able to ensure that your principles are well entrenched. So even if they say no and there are lots of power struggle, what is important for you as a family, what is important for you as a parent must be entrenched. So you want your children to sleep by 9 p.m. They have to sleep by 9 p.m. no matter what. Even if they want to play with you, they want to spend more time with daddy and all that, they have to sleep at 9. Yes, you want your children to eat vegetables. It's essential for their development. You have to enforce that. You want your children to dress appropriately. Maybe in the house, you don't want them walking around in their shorts or something.
Yes,
it is important. You don't want them wearing their shoes into the house because of sand and all that. It is important for you. But then, I'm practically doing my consultation already, but let's just do it. What you want to do is, as much as possible, particularly for age 3 and above, what you want to do is to communicate with the child. In age appropriate, of course. You cannot be talking to a 3-year-old the way you talk to a 13-year-old.
Of course.
So if you want a child to eat vegetable, for example, you have to be eating vegetable.
You do what you want them to do.
You do what, because model parenting.
We are like
very important. So you eat vegetables yourself, and you don't make it seem like it's punishment. So for example, when I was growing up, beans used to seem like punishment. Rice was rice was the wonderful thing. You just made stew, chicken, you eat rice and chicken. But when there's no stew again, what should we eat today? Go and cook beans. So it seemed like beans is not such a desired meal. So whatever meal, so for example, you want vegetable to be part of what they eat every day, you have to make it desirable. You don't reward them with pizza or chicken and then say, will you eat that green pea now? You understand? You have to ensure that whatever is important to you, you are doing it yourself, and you're communicating it to them as something important, not as a punishment. You want them to sleep at 9 p.m. It's not like on weekends when you don't feel like you want to play, you allow them to sleep till 12. Then during school days it's 9 p.m. You understand? It has to be consistent and all that. So from age 3 to, let me break it to age 3 to 5, then 6 to 9. From age 3 to 5, the children are beginning to form independent mind. They're beginning to have friends. They're beginning to have pretend and associated play, as I told you earlier, and they're also beginning to have better vocabulary. So for a 5-year-old, they're able to express themselves well. So if they are feeling hurt, if they are feeling pain, they are able to say that, Mommy, this thing is hurting me.
Yes.
Mommy, this is painful, and things like that. They're able to express feelings by age 5. And
like my daughter, she's 5, and I'm like, okay, she'll be 5 next week.
Okay.
When she talks, I'll be like,
we get to the cake.
Oh, don't worry now. For everybody. You know, when she talks, I'm like, come on, give me a high five. I'm always proud of her when she talks. I'm like, oh, mommy, I'm proud of you. So you understand this. Okay, she said something. She was, okay, we're since we went out and she said, she said one particular word, I can't remember now. And I looked back, I was like, who said that? Like, it's Moyo. I said, sugar, come and give me a peck, come and give me a peck. High five. And she'll be like, mommy, I'm a big girl.
Oh yeah, they like to say that they're big girls by 5. 5-year-olds like to feel like they're big girls, and if they have younger siblings, they are more able to, particularly if they are of the same sex. Girls, more importantly, they are able to show empathy. They're able to help you carry your child. They're able to help you play with your child. They want to carry your baby. Like, girl, you're still 5. Don't carry my child. Leave my baby alone. As in, so, and because there's this model parent and model, they want to also model you. So they either dress the way you dress and do things the way you want to do it, and they also seek your attention at this time. So it may not be like a toddler's, but they want to play with you. They want to be by your side. They want to follow you everywhere. When you're going out, they want to go out with you. Basically,
yes, I can relate to that.
So that's it. And this is very essential because it's helping you. It would help you if you leverage on these needs to form close bonds with them, which you would need when they become teenagers. Because when they are teenagers, they don't want to walk out. They don't want to go out with you. They don't even want to be in the same room with you. They want to be by themselves or with their friends. And you would need the bond you had with them early years to be able to continue to correct them, to be able to continue to pass the appropriate message that you need to pass to them part time, because teenagers are quite difficult. I was a difficult teenager actually. So yes, because basically my parents didn't understand what teenage psychology was all about, and I was a very expressive teenager, and I'm a Muslim teenager. My mom wanted me to use the cover up. I didn't want to. I was going to command school and all the girls were looking all dark, and me, I'm the only one wearing all the long dresses. Oh, I don't want that. And teenagers want to look like themselves. So if you see like 5 teenagers or 10 teenagers, they are practically dressing the same way because fashion is they look alike.
Sometimes I'll be like, I wish I could just know. They could just open up the brain of a teenager. Let me see what is going on there, because I have a teenage sister. Like, seriously, it's so difficult. Like I've seen the message.
It is actually difficult to them.
She forgets things like.
Oh well, I don't know why she forgets things, or basically your expectations of her is so much. One of the things that come with
sometimes I'll be like, okay, maybe she's in SS3 and she's 15. I'll be like,
don't you know your age? Exactly. That's a lot of
people discover that. Oh, come on, no. You were not 15 when you were in SS3. Don't even try that. Then I'll come back to my senses. I'll be like, no, I'm not supposed to say
I'm
that.
actually going to do a lot when we get to teenage. Don't let me quickly go there. But what I'm just trying to ensure right now is that between 3 to 5, children still want your attention. And these are times where you can create a lot of positive experiences with them. Read to them, take them out, have mommy and me time daily. So not just, people have me time, Abby. Hey, tell me about me. You know that when you're in a midterm and you're like, oh my god, I'm going to be with these children throughout, then that's the time you now decide, okay, let's go out and all that. Just because you don't want them to be at home, and there'll be more talks if you're at home and you want them to stay. But then, as much as possible, create it daily so you can actually have a routine. So by age 5, you already know what your child likes. So children that like reading, you already know. Children that like talking, you already know. Children that like fashion, you already know. So you can walk around it. So if your child likes talking, for example, you could actually subscribe to a TV channel. I have this stuff on my phone, on my iPad, YouTube for Kids. So you could actually subscribe to those ones that has to do with presentation. Then you can tell your child to stand and tell you about themselves, or why I like daddy more than mommy. You can do that kind of debate in the house. Just 30 minutes. That's spending quality time. So on Monday, maybe that's what you do, and you spend that time 3 times a week. So on Wednesday, what you do is actually do who is in the garden kind of thing. Maybe you're hiding behind it and
hide and seek.
Hide and seek, you can have that kind of situation, or you could actually have situations like throw balls. You could have throw balls, and if your child likes art, for example, you could actually have painting time. Like you have a canvas at one part of the house, ensuring that you're wearing the clothes that is appropriate for that one. Not that you now start thinking about how to wash that one.
Exactly.
So you have created as much as possible. Just create wonderful childhood experiences for your children, and make your house suitable for it. So you can't be having toddlers 3 to 5, and you're having white couches and speak and span, all those kind of things. And you don't. So every time you want them to sit down there, don't you know that? Don't you know that? All what you are concerned about is how your house, the aesthetics of your house.
Not down. They don't even care.
Exactly. So as much as possible, just create those kind of opportunities for them. So between 3 and 5, you're creating that bond, and that bond is very essential. And they are beginning to also have friends that begin to also understand that someone is crying, and calm down. How are you doing? Well, sorry. They're able to form sympathy and empathy like that. So as children grow older, between 6 and 9, they're not able to have logical reasoning and critical reasoning, and they are more quiet. At this stage,
that's why we say, Oti has grown and she's a big girl.
For 9-year-olds, you also want to know, okay, who is your friend in school? You want to create all those experiences, those positive experiences I talked about. And by age 10, they already have a best friend of the same sex. They already have a best friend. Most times same sex, but sometimes there might be an opposite, particularly if they have more interactions, like they are family friends and they go to the same school. The chances are they are best friends too. So by age 10, they already have a best friend, and this is very essential. By age 10, children should have at least one person that is their friend. So it's very, very essential. So by age 10 to 13, we're now talking about early years of adolescence, and oh my God.
I'm ready. This is for me.
Should we drink? Should we drink water? No, because
I so need this because I know.
Okay, so as children get into adolescence, they are becoming confused to themselves because, okay, for example, at 10 or they're still small girls, and all of a sudden you're becoming protective of them because you have started seeing physical features that they are not exactly. They're not exactly paying attention to, particularly the girls. We're more concerned about girls, and where you like you can't sit down on. Although we've been saying don't sit down, but we are more stern now. You don't want that, and this is still.
You be very conscious when you see her talking to one uncle. You be like, come and help me in the kitchen.
Exactly. What are you saying?
What is he saying?
Exactly. What is he saying? And you're laughing. I should not laugh.
I know that's what you like.
You're laughing.
To be gisting up and down with people.
So we're actually more fearful for girls as they are beginning to develop. That we forget that they're still children, but in adult body. So what usually happens is, okay, you see a 13-year-old that is almost well developed. There's physical features and all that, but then the thought pattern is still that of a child. That's why they're not able to understand some of the things that you're doing for them. That's why and again, in that situation, parents now expect so much of them because they see them growing. That so tall for that's why we say tall for nothing and all
big for nothing.
Big for nothing. Early adolescent years or teenage years generally is actually quite difficult for the teenager because there are a lot of physiological and hormonal changes that are going on that they don't quite understand, and quite a number of us do not even explain to them. So and at this stage they are also more inclined towards listening to their peers. That was why I was so particular about the bond that you form with them in the early years, so that you are still their go back to person. So not their friends. But if you did not form that bond with them, this is actually the time they supposedly punish you because they want to be with their friends, they want to do things with their friends, and they are more rebellious. And at this stage, of course, the vocabulary is sound. A 13-year-old is able to talk back at you very well, and one of their own developmental milestones is actually to challenge authority. If you want to look back, okay, my own house, for example, my father is a chronic mussel eater at night, as he doesn't eat any other food, amala, eba, as he always mussels at night. I challenged that thing when I was about 13. because why do I have to eat amala every night? Because my father likes it. So, and at that time I was beginning to cook myself. So I would cook for everybody. I won't cook mine. I would cook rice for myself. So they begin to challenge rules. So if you have religious rules, for example, what I remember then, I went to a command secondary school. Some of my classmates whose parents did not used to use earrings, were challenging their parents that why they're not using earrings. And I was challenging them that why do I have to cover up? You understand? So children at this age, in their teenage years, they begin to challenge rules, and this is where lots of parents now be like, "I'm your mother, you cannot control me."
No matter how old you are,
no matter how tall you are, how big.
So you want to beat me now? No,
you beat me.
You're oh my god.
Exactly, and we sometimes enforce our fashion choices on them. And remember, I told you that teenagers want to look alike. They want to feel like their peers. They want to look like their peers. But you know that okay, this particular dress is more is finer according to your own definition of fine, and it also lasts longer, or maybe it's durable and things like that. But then they just want something that is not. I remember for my own valedictory service, my mother wanted me to wear black and cream because it was classy, but I wanted to wear black and pink. I wanted to wear blue and pink because a lot of my colleagues were wearing blue and pink was more appealing to a younger lady compared to an older lady. I think we had a tiny issue over that. So as much as possible in teenage years, you also have to understand that number one, this individual is just growing to understanding and is quite confused about who they are with all the hormonal and physiological changes that are coming into their lives. They also will challenge authority. They will challenge rules that you already have in your house. They want to look like their mates. They want to be with their friends, and they are more likely to be explorative. Your only hope in this stage is your childhood bond that you had formed with them. So it's that bond that's going to be able to, that you'll be able to leverage on, because it's not just easy for a child who has always been almost like your best friend to just cut off from you.
No, that my mom told me something. She said from age, once you can't bond with your child from 0 to 3 years, from then that the child, you don't have like a strong bond, that forget it. Like, forget it. It's definitely going to affect your relationship.
Well, the thing is, you can actually form strong bond between your child 0 to 3. But if you do not...
She said, if you do not...
yeah, I'm saying that if you do not now continue it up until when they will remember. You most likely can remember if your mom was really nice to you by 2. But you would remember if your mom was really nice at 5, at 9. And children, particularly teenagers, are more likely to think in retrospect, like... You that when so thing happened, you did not have my back. So why should I listen to you now? Why should I trust you now? And if you're that kind of parent that something happened and she told you something in confidence, she said,
I'm not even sure the age she mentioned it, but when she said it, I looked back at myself. I'm like, oh, okay, it might just be true, because I remember that she was not present in my childhood years, right?
Yeah,
you understand? So we do have a lot of conflicts and all. Though it's better now, we're trying to walk
around this. Yeah, that's what definitely a lot of us are doing.
It's not easy. Like,
a lot of us
try to walk around it now. Now she listens more, and I think I understand that more now. Now that I'm a mother myself, so I understand that okay, it's not like she actually did that deliberately. It's just a level of understanding as at that time.
As at that time,
nobody told she had me when she was in secondary school, so of course she knows nothing about even it. Then she even needed love. Child. Do you understand? Herself. She herself, she was still like an adolescent, or what do you call it?
Yes, teenager.
A teenager, so you don't expect much from her. Do you understand? Yes. So it's not that I understand that. And now that she studies psychology, I told you, Helen.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
I said she studies psychology. She understands a lot of that. She shared a lot of information with me. I'll be like, this is it. This is it. And and it's actually helping me with my children too. I'll be like, okay, I don't have to get it wrong this way. I think these are causes that she's really helping us, because right now, like before, I can't stay 2 days. My mom will fight Shani. I'll be like, it's like I'm in a prison. What's this woman saying?
In fact, every time I remember there was a time my mom was coming to Ibadan and she had to stay over at my place. in my head I was like, can't this woman go to the hotel? And she go, but then it didn't make any sense. My younger brother was looking at me like,
sure, okay.
And he actually did that when I said her, can't she go to the hotel? Because in my head I was already envisaging a situation where my mom will be really critical of how I've been living my life, how my kitchen is looking like somehow, how my fridge is not well stocked. I was really concerned about how critical, and which is actually true. Not that I'm trying to say that she's not nice. What I'm just trying to say is most mothers were just critical.
Imagine my mom that has not seen me for like how many years. She came back to Nigeria. Okay, she do come. She comes and she goes. Then this particular time, we've not seen for like 2 years, and she came and went to pick her from the airport. And the first thing she said to me is like, Tommy, umbora, unlo cream, Tommy, unlo cream. You're bleaching. I was like, excuse me, ma, I'm not using cream. Me that I don't even like makeup. I don't like all these things. I'm not even used to it. Whatever you buy for me is what I use, because she'll tell you, I didn't buy that.
Yeah.
That's not Ibolotiri. Emi komora fine. No. Momo bit. And when she says something, top ilele, you wow, morini, master space, I'm not wow, Nikinika, I'll be like, yes, ma. You know, she practically knows everything. And the way she attacked me, then I was like, Borake, I'm not bleaching now. What is this woman talking about? You know, I was like, how can you just see me and just say that, you know?
Yes.
And you know, but my mom, she actually apologizes anytime she's wrong. She'll tell you, I'm sorry, but you know, they'll still use the Africa whatever is thing, and she just say, well, I'm sorry, but then
I'm a mother. I have to, be critical and all that. And one of the great implication of this critical moments in particularly in teenage years is when parents do not understand teenage psychology. They do not understand that adolescents are going through a phase themselves, and they are being critical. Really, it affects the self-esteem of these adolescents, and it also pushes them out. Because, for example, if you the home is actually supposed to be your safe haven, and you don't have it, your home is where you get most of. I remember when I was a teenager. By the time I used to read a lot, because it just seemed like if you pass, that was your ticket out of this house. Of course, you needed to just, pass WAEC and get out. Pass WAEC and jam and go. I remember that when it was after WAEC, I did my jam that same year. And I couldn't wait till September, because that was when uni used to resume that. Okay. So anytime I had anything, I would just remember that, September is coming. That was because intelligence and book was actually my own safe haven, because my father is quite intelligent, and if you want his wonderful face, which I craved, you needed to actually be top notch. So I just started reading. I was lucky. For some other people that want attention and didn't get it from their home, or maybe the home was really critical, they turn to their friends and they learn a whole lot of things. That's where a lot of social vices begin. And as I said, I told you that they like to also be with their friends, and one of the other thing with teenagers is they like to explore new things, and they have high risk behaviors. So in fact half of all addictive behaviors begin in adolescence. So if you have not created a home where your child can always come back to, can always feel comfortable and feel like I am loved here regardless.
Yes.
You would be pushing that child out.
Wow. I've really learned a lot. Bonding is very important,
very,
like you just said. Bonding, you have to deliberately create time to bond with your children. Let us try as much as possible to make these children our friends. Let us keep reminding them that you can talk to me, like I tell my children, you can talk to me respectively. Yes, I beat you and all that, but I try as much as possible to make sure that I have that friendship with them. I hope you guys actually learn from this, because I've learned from this, and I'm definitely going to share it with people so they can actually learn from it as well. In all of this, what is your take home I've learned that it's very key for you to listen and also to bond with your children. It's very, very important. So when they get to that stage, like now, she said from age 10. I was even thinking it was from age 13. That is like from age 10 is actually difficult. They get confused, and also we have to update ourselves often. If you have any questions and that you need to ask, you can send me email, or you send me DM on my Instagram page at Mrs. Fiki, or send your questions to Sanemindng.
Yeah.
Yes, and Sanemindng. And don't forget to follow her on that particular page. There are a lot of things for you to gain. There are a lot of things for you to learn as well. And when is this training coming up? I would really love to attend.
The one for parents in schools. Okay, as I said, I was actually going to be sending the proposals to schools. So schools are actually revert back at the schools.
Okay, so by September we should have like
yes.
Okay, so I'll keep you guys posted once the training is up. So at least if you're around, if you're within Lagos, you can Lagos and Ibadan.
No, Lagos for now.
Okay, within Lagos, I hope we'll be able to like take 1 or 2 clips so we can put online for other people too that are watching, those that are not in the country, so that they can benefit also from the training. Right, I'm going to let you guys know about it. Ruqoyah's information is going to be on the description page, so you guys can just go to our page and get whatever you need from her. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for your encouragement. Please subscribe to my channel. I'm pleading now. Subscribe to my channel and help me share this video. Let us make this viral. Thank you so much, guys. I'll come your way next time. I'll see you next time. Keep smiling and keep it real. Bye.